Welcome to Collaborative Inquiry for Students, Section 3, Part 1, Leadership Compass. The Leadership Compass is another piece of valuable information for learning and working in teams. It is important to understand the work and decision-making approach of the people on your team. It is equally important to understand your own work and decision-making approach. You will now have the opportunity to discover your leadership compass direction as it relates to work and making decisions. Please locate pages 104 and 105, Leadership Compass Inventory, in your participant manual or course folder. Check the statements that best describe your approach to work and making decisions. You can check as many as you want, but be honest and true to yourself and your preferences. Avoid overanalyzing and go with your first impression. Avoid checking anything and everything. Be selective. Locate Appendix pages 290 and 291 to score your inventory and write your totals on the bottom of page 105. A copy of this inventory is available in the Course Library Appendix and Course Folder files for use in the classroom. You may find that your scores are slanted heavily toward one direction or are a combination of two directions. Usually, we learn to integrate and work with a third direction when we need to get the job done. Almost always, there will be at least one direction, our least direction, in which we struggle. We really have to stretch to operate in this direction as it is least like us. Please locate page 106, Leadership Compass Directions. Read the introductory paragraph. Record your strongest and least leadership compass direction according to the inventory. Locate pages 107 through 110 and read the approach to work information for the north, south, east, and west leadership compass directions. We will explore the best ways to work with information later. As you read, highlight specific statements with which you identify. As you read the information for each direction, return to page 106 and list people you know or famous people who you believe are each direction. What north statements describe you, and who did you list as a north? Some say that their principal is very quick-paced and just wants the bottom line when making decisions. She doesn't want pages of information to read, and she doesn't want to talk it to death. She just wants the bottom line it, and you'll get a yes every time. My husband is very goal-oriented and confident and likes to be in control. All of these statements describe me. I struggle with people who can't make decisions quickly, and so I usually make decisions on my own. This could remind you of someone like Dr. Phil. The north is similar to the sensing judger temperament style, if you are familiar with that. What south statements describe you, and who did you list as a south? My wife always goes with her intuition and feelings regardless of the facts I put in front of her. I am very focused on being a team player and prefer peaceful interactions when working in a group. My son is all about what is right and fair and is very generous toward other kids. Some of you may think of Oprah Winfrey and Joel Osteen. The South is similar to the intuitive feeler temperament style. What East statements described you, and who did you list as an East? My daughter is definitely the adventurous risk-taker who likes to experiment and explore. You can't tell her anything, she has to find out for herself. I have a colleague who is very innovative and creative. She comes up with the most amazing ideas. I think I tend toward the unconventional possibility thinking. I think of Walt Disney, Jacques Cousteau, and Leonardo da Vinci. The East is similar to the sensing perceiver temperament style. What West statements described you, and who did you list as a West? I can be very thoughtful and reflective and prefer to analyze, plan, and think about it before I act on it. I have a department chair who has mastered the concept of finding the fatal flaw in everything. She throws cold water on every new idea. I team teach with someone who is so organized and dependable. She keeps me on track most of the time. I think of Abraham Lincoln or Barack Obama. The West is similar to the intuitive thinker temperament style. Remember, notice that the leadership compass directions are shown on the front of your laminated card for easy reference. Understanding the leadership compass direction of the people on your team can help you learn and work together more effectively. As we understand how people approach work and decision making differently, we can work with that information to reach consensus. We can also use the information to assign roles and responsibilities and draw on the strengths of the team. You have now completed a leadership compass inventory and discussed information about the different directions. You will now have an opportunity to meet with other participants who have a similar leadership compass direction to deepen your understanding of the characteristics of each direction. Please go to Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 1, Leadership Compass Directions, where you will find your group members and activity directions. You will indicate the direction location that represents your strongest direction. If you are a combination of directions, please choose one. You will form groups with participants of your same leadership compass direction. Retrieve your My Profile booklet from earlier and add your leadership compass direction to your profile booklet on the last page of the booklet. Please locate page 111, Understanding the Leadership Compass, where you will find this activity delineated. The purpose of this activity is to deepen your understanding of the leadership compass. As a group, you will create and present a poster that provides information about your leadership compass direction. At the end of the experience, you will take a reflective self-assessment reflecting on what you have learned and your contribution to the group. The mind skill you will focus on and practice is the respectful mind. The respectful mind encourages appreciation of differences in others. The team component you will focus on and practice is team member strengths, our current focus at the moment. Please remember to go to Canvas, Modules, Section 3.2, Leadership Compass Directions to find the activity directions and post your group submission. The Leadership Compass gives us valuable information about ourselves and our students. This information facilitates interactions as our students learn and work together. The more adept students are at working with one another, the more focused they can be on learning the content and accomplishing the goals of the learning task. We look forward to seeing your work in the discussion area. Please turn to page 112, where you will find the bulleted items your poster should contain. As previously stated, you will use the Leadership Compass descriptions on pages 107 through 110 as a source of information for these points. Your finished presentation should now be posted to Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 1, Leadership Compass Directions. We look forward to seeing your leadership style come out. Please locate page 113, Leadership Compass Self-Assessment, and complete the self-assessment regarding this learning experience. Now that you have completed the self-assessment, what did you realize about the Leadership Compass directions? Did you realize that people make decisions in different ways and at different paces? Some people may need time to think while others just jump right in and do it. Did you realize that people are not trying to be difficult? They just have different ways of communicating and making decisions. Did you realize that different people value different things? In what ways did this activity develop the respectful mind, as well as other 21st century skills? This really develops the respectful mind as we begin to understand and respect the strengths and differences in one another. We used creativity, communicating, and collaborating in the learning and innovation skills. We used the life and career skills of initiative, productivity, flexibility, and self-direction. What other inventories have you used to determine students' learning profile or strengths? PLS Third Learning has a kaleidoscope profile that determines an individual's sensory style, cognitive style, and temperament style for grades K through 3, 7 through 12, educator, and the workplace. The PLS course, Teaching Through Learning Channels, teaches you how to determine students' sensory styles, cognitive styles, and temperament styles. The book Showing Our True Colors by Mary Missison determines if you are a gold, orange, blue, or green. There are also numerous inventories that you can take online. Remember, we have completed several learning experiences regarding the Leadership Compass. We have taken an inventory, discussed personal examples, and explored the directions in north, south, east, west, same direction groups. Depending on your grade level, the Leadership Compass is something you can teach your students to use. The Leadership Compass helps both teacher and students improve relationships and communicate more effectively. We have concluded our discussion of the Leadership Compass directions and the T in team member strengths. We will now do an energizer to wrap up this section. The compass directions will be the same as they were previously. Please stand and practice these movements with me from where you are. You will remember that north is the driver. When I say north, you will face north. Say driver and drive. South is the healer. When I say south, you will face south. Say healer and put your hands to your heart. East is the dreamer. When I say east, you will face east. Say dreamer and put one hand to your forehead and look off in the distance. West is the analyst. When I say west, you will face west. Say analyst, hold a book in one hand, and point to your brain with the other index finger. North, south, east, south, west, north, south, east. Great job, everyone. This concludes Section 3, Part 1, Leadership Compass. Please continue to Module Section 3, Part 1, Discover Collaboration, Treasure Chest, Review, and Envision.